And we are back. Pokemon Emerald, Hardcore Nuzlocke. We're only using grass types this run, and we have come to the hideout of Team Magma here, right above Flannery's gym, and it is time to take on Maxie once again. And as you're going to see, I did not look ahead and match the level cap. And the level cap for him is actually level 39, which is going to be a little bit terrifying, but I was definitely getting a little bit comfortable after that Winona win. So does that mean we are going to suffer major casualties, or can we get a nice strategy right here, right now, to kind of make up for it? We eat the takedown right off the top from the Mighty Eneb, and we do clutch the sleep powder. Let's go ahead and get Rustboro in there, level 35, looking good. 2 bulk ups come down to Scary Face to kind of hold us at bay, but no problem. The Mach Punch connects, and we are looking good. So we are +2 defense, +2 attack, and it still doesn't even matter as the Crobat Wing Attack completely shreds us. If we didn't get that 2 bulk up, we would have been one shot by the Crobat and definitely dead to a critical because it's 4 times super effective. So now we're in a very precarious situation. We're pretty confident that Maxie is going to heal the Crobat here, but if I'm wrong and we get outsped and killed, there's no way around it. So we do have Ice Beam on Petalburg, the Lombre. That could be a play, but if it goes Wing Attack and we swap into it, we are absolutely in trouble. But thankfully, only a Super Potion comes down. Make that 2 Super Potions. Maxie not wanting to lose his Pride and Joy Crobat as we get absolutely slammed by a Stab Wing Attack. And for some unknown reason, we get the roll. We get the freeze here, and that might be everything. And we are bleeding out with Petalburg. We're bleeding out with our Breloom, and the Frozen Solid comes down, and we outspeed with our Sceptile, fade away with the Strength. Beautiful stuff there. And now it's going to be a 1v1 versus Camerupt, and Sceptile, the little Littleroot, has come all the way from the starting town. And if Camerupt has Overheat or Lava Plume, I don't think it would have Lava Plume since this is Gen 3, but really any Stab Fire, we are in trouble, but we're going to outspeed with Leaf Blade. It is neutral because of the ground typing, and it just spams the Amnesia here, so it does get that special defense bump. But we're going to go for the Leaf Blade as well with that high crit chance. We don't care. The takedown comes down, and we tank that pretty well, actually. Another Leaf Blade connects, and I think one more Leaf Blade is going to do the job as we hold on with 31 HP. The Camerupt cannot face off against our starter, and Littleroot absolutely clutches. Maxie falls, and we are on to the next part of the run. As far as Team Aqua goes, we don't actually fight Archie here. We're saving that for the submarine battle. And Mighty Enid comes down. This is going to be Team Admin Matt instead. And we're facing off against the Mighty Enid. We have Slateport out, but we're really struggling to get the Sleep Powder off as the Swagger is really causing issues. On top of that, we whiff another Sleep Powder. We hurt ourselves in confusion, and this is not going well. So we pivot into Breloom just to go straight up 1v1, but then the Roar comes down, and now Petalburg smacks himself with a Swagger-induced confusion. Another Swagger comes down, but thankfully we break through that. The Lombre clutching, and now we can roll it all on an Ice Beam here against the Golbat. But if we hurt ourselves, we are in trouble. We're going to do it anyway. The Wing Attack comes down, and if we hurt ourselves, we might lose Petalburg, but Petalburg absolutely clutches. The Ludicolo to B gets a fadeaway critical on the Golbat. You love to see it. And now I do believe it is time for the 7th gym battle. All right, it is time for that 7th gym battle against Tate and Liza. We have 2 really strong Dart types that are really going to nullify any Stab Psychic type moves that they have available. And I think we're just going to be looking really good. We also have the Grass typing, which is super effective against those Rock types as well. So we just got to play this right. We got to keep the tempo in our favor. We don't want them to ramp up with Calm Mind or get any double damage in the sun, what have you. Let's just meet them head on. They have a team of 4, which is really nice because in Sapphire and Ruby, they only have the 2 aces. So with all of that pre-cap out of the way, I think we are just going to fake out the Xatu and not worry about the Confuse Ray or Sunny Day setup. And then I think we are just going to use Growth with our Cactus here and try to get a little bit out of hand if possible. So let's see how that goes. We're going to hold the Xatu off at bay, and then the Earthquake comes down. As long as no really big criticals, I think we'll be fine, as it is not very effective. So beautiful stuff there. And I think because they really don't have many avenues to attack us, I'm also going to go for a Growth on the Shift Rate, and then we're going to go for one more Growth on Lava Ridge, the Cactus. So really good stuff. And then we can just double down with a +1 and +2 stab dark types, and it's just going to be a really clean sweep from there, I think. But there is the critical hit, so I might be getting a little bit greedy on the Shiftry side of things. However, Xatu can't actually physically hurt us. It can only continue spamming the Confuse Rays. So we're +1 on the Shiftry, and Shiftry is faster than the Cactus, but the Cactus hits harder, so we got to keep that in mind. But I think, so Xatu's going to go for a Confuse Ray, but Claydol's going to rain down another Earthquake. Xatu's probably going to go for a Confuse Ray. But this Claydol, I think, is going to be nuked into next year with a double feint attack. So Xatu actually goes for Calm Mind, which is immaculate. So now one of us isn't going to be confused. Xatu is faster, which is a problem. But this double down feint attack is going to be money in the bank. Verdant Turf is definitely hurting. The Shiftry taking a ton of damage. That Earthquake was not helping. But there goes the Claydol. And really, it's just that Confuse Ray from the Xatu that I'm a little bit worried about. Because other than that, we should be just fine. I think we're just going to double down onto the Solrock, and I'm going to risk it. We're just going to double down. There is the Confuse Ray. So the problem with this is if Lava Ridge doesn't break through, and then Solrock actually kills our Shiftry. Oh, but we get a fadeaway critical. My gosh. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Solrock could have just used Flamethrower and killed the Shiftry. That was incredibly risky. Breakthrough Confusion, and we cannot. And now we're hurting. We are absolutely hurting. However, if I'm looking at this correctly, Xatu has Psychic as its only damaging move, and the Lunatone's only damaging move is Psychic as well. So the only way we can lose this is basically if we hurt ourselves in Confusion. Meaning I think it's time to kill the Xatu, as that is the only form of attack they have left against our dark types. So Xatu is going to get slapped with another fadeaway critical. My gosh. The Shiftry will not be denied as the Lunatone leans into a Calm Mind to buff its stats as we break through the Confusion, and this Cactus from downtown with the 2 growth buffing it lands Lunatone about 1 HP, the Citrus Berry for reprieve as you do, and this I do believe is GG with another fadeaway feint attack. That one does not need to be a critical, and we will secure that 7th gym badge. Beautiful stuff. Only 1 gym remains, and it's a water type gym, so we should be looking fantastic there. Just got to make sure I don't accidentally get anyone killed. We still have all 8 encounters intact. We are going for the perfect run on the 7th attempt. Let's keep moving. All right, it is time to take on Team Magma with Steven here back to back. We're going to have to select 3 Pokemon to go against their team of 6. Steven's going to utilize 3 of his. We're going to use 3 of ours. And really, we're just going to have Shiftry out there. We're going to utilize that Fake Out the first turn. And then we're just going to Growth Up. We also have Protect in case we want to just let Steven pop off for a couple turns while we stay safe. We double down onto the Mighty Enya with Metal Claw and the Fake Out. And now we're just going to lead into a Growth, buff up our feint attacks for the future. Scary Face comes down, drops speed, Camera Up gets a nice Amnesia, buffing that special defense. And we're just going to go for another Growth as a Metal Claw comes down. Mighty Enya holding on in the orange and gets a crucial taunt off onto Shiftry, so we can't set up anymore. So we're just going to lean into the Stab Feint attack onto the Camel. The Mighty Enya falls. And now the Crobat comes down, and that is definitely the scariest Pokemon in their entire lineup, as that Stab Wing attack is just brutal, or Air Cutter, depending on whichever one Maxie decides to go for. The Confuse Ray comes down, Metang breaks through with a nice Stab Psychic, super effective, and we fade away with a feint attack. The Crobat is no more. Now we've got 2 Camels out here, one level 36, one level 44, but I don't think either of them have an actual Fire-type move, which really helps us, as they're both leading into the Amnesia here. We get a crucial critical hit, feint attack right through that Amnesia proc. Absolutely ridiculous. Verdant Turf feeling it. Then we're going to lean into another feint attack. Now this Camera Up does have Amnesia up as well. The Metal Claw comes down, does some good chip, and we bring the Camel into the red here, and we've already cleared out one side, so now it's going to be a 2v1 for the rest of the fight, which is really clean, as another feint attack comes in for a one-shot fadeaway. My goodness, this Shiftry will not be denied. And now the final Pokemon, Mighty Enya, comes down. Light Screen comes up to keep us safe. The Swagger comes down. We are confused, but Shiftry does not care. The Feint attack right through, not very effective. No problem here. We're just going to lean into another one. Double down with the Metang and the Metal Claw. Another Swagger comes down across the board. Verdant Turf is still confused, but the Feint attack breaks through, and the Wolf Dog is defeated. Really clean, crisp fight. Back to back with Steven. Beautiful stuff. Let's continue. All right, that brings us to the long-awaited Archie fight, right, where you go to that submarine near Sutopolis City. He opens up with the Mighty Ina. Slateport comes down with a signature sleep powder, lands it on the Wolf right out the gate. And now we are thinking about who are we going to swap into. We can ramp up with really either Verdanturf or Rustboro, depending on if we want to get these Feint attacks off, or if we want to get off returns or the Mach Punch. So we actually end up going into the Mushroom Rustboro, and we're going to go ahead and get a bulk up. However, the Mighty Ina pops out of sleep really early there, so it's unfortunate. We get one. We're looking for two. We do snap out of confusion, which is absolutely massive, but the roar comes down, and that's right. The Mighty Ina has the anti-setup, but we're going to try one more time and see if we can call the Mighty Ina's bluff here and see if we can keep it to sleep. If we can get it to sleep a little bit longer this time and it's still fast asleep, beautiful. We get one bulk up in and it breaks out again and the scary face comes down and we take a massive takedown. However, the effect spore pops and gets a third sleep onto the Mighty Ina and we are floating at dead on half HP, and I am going for it all as we get 3 or 4 bulk ups in, and I don't even care. We're going for more. We want it all. I do believe I get a 4th bulk up in. That could have been 5 since we were going so fast, but we get the super effective stab, Mach Punch, and now all or nothing on the Crobat. It does not crit through the bulked up defense. The Crobat falls, and now Sharpedo is the dark type. So this Mach Punch is double damage on top of all of those attack stats, and we are beautiful. However, I forget about the rough skin. Thankfully, it did hardly any damage, and the Breloom makes it out. That just leaves the 8th and final gym badge. But as far as this video goes, I think that will do it. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I will catch you on the flip. Peace.